I call the February meeting of the Culver Redevelopment Commission to order. Can we start with roll call? Sarah?
Sure, absolutely. Miss Monroe?
Here.
Miss James?
Here.
Miss Ricciardi? Sally?
Absent.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still in Spain.
Oh, I see. With the cows. Miss Jones is here, Mr. Oosterbaum,
Here.
and Miss Schumann.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum?
Yep.
Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We note that you actually stood up, Sarah, at home.
Got to do it right.
You got to do it right. Okay, first item on the agenda, or next item on the agenda, is approval of the minutes from the January 15th regular meeting. We had a special meeting in January as well, but we're just considering the minutes from the regular meeting on the 15th. Has everyone had an opportunity to review Sarah's great work on that?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second? All right. All in favor of approving? Any discussion? Feedback? Okay. All in favor of approving the January 15th, 2023 minutes as proposed by our secretary? Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Any opposed? Okay. Minutes are approved. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to do roll call. Sarah?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. All right. Miss Monroe?
Aye.
Miss James?
Aye.
I vote aye, and Mr. Oosterbaum.
Okay. Financial report. Karen, did you want to walk us through this?
I'm trying to do in the middle of all the other reports that are due at the end of this month, recreate the dashboard, so it's a little more user friendly to me as well as hopefully helpful for you all. And that is right now about 5 pages on an Excel spreadsheet workbook. So rather than try to fight it right today, I just typed up a summary for 2023, showing your beginning and ending balances, your income and expenses for tip 1 and tip 2. And then also below that, just showed what you all had for income and expenses in January. I think the expenses were all the claims that you approved last month, and then the only income would have been the interest earned on your balances. I will keep chipping away at that other report, and knowing that there's a redevelopment report due in April, you will have a more robust, maybe 2023 report to view in the next month.
Thank you.
We appreciate all the work you're doing on the reformatting. I'm really excited to see it.
Well,
If there's anything I can do to help you.
I don't want to get your
Get there.
excitement up too much, but, you know.
it's
So
nice to have a
hopefully
bird's eye view though, or
It
like
is
an
nice.
overall picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully between the two, you can have a lot of detail on the dashboard, but then have just a summary page that you can look at.
So even absent that though, this is all the relevant detail to being able to approve the January financials for the CRC. So I'll entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Right? Do I have a second? Okay.
I
Any
have a-
discussion?
Yeah, I have a quick question on that, Marty. Back in January, we tabled the February or the December financial report to February. So is this counting as December and January?
That's a great question because I don't know that we've got the December detail.
I think it is. But, it's been a while. I did finish out the previous dashboard.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
feel like I looked at December at some point before I think even before the last meeting, or maybe it was before the last council meeting.
Sarah, do you have access to it, or does that ring any bells with you, the December detail from Karen?
I have, let me see if I can find it.
Say now. I feel like I did send it out. I just hadn't finished balancing December yet. And it's usually not a CRC issue.
Yeah, we did, January 14th.
Wow.
Karen emailed that out to us.
Yep, I've got it too, and I've got it open as if I read it, so.
Too.
I would be comfortable motioning to approve both December and January.
Okay, I'll accept that. Do we have a second on that motion?
I'll
Okay.
second that. Or is that
Too late.
Erica? Okay.
Okay, we need a roll call then, Sarah, please.
Okay. Miss Monroe.
Aye.
Miss James.
Aye.
Mr. Oosterbaum.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Okay, so we've got financials approved now for December and January. We're up to date. Thank you, Karen. Old business, Dunes update. Usually, Mr. Dante is here to handle that part of the discussion. I guess I'll provide an update then to everyone. We had a bond closing date come and go on the Dunes project. We were advised shortly before, like a day before, that the developer didn't want to close the bonds as scheduled. That obviously created concern on my part. Well, maybe not obvious to you, but I was concerned about that, and I know Kevin was, and several others. So the stated reason had to do with the Plan Commission and the Plan Commission approval not having been obtained. Well, it hadn't been obtained because it hadn't even been sought at this point in time. So we asked for a face-to-face meeting with the developer, Alan Collins, and that meeting was held last week. President Clevenger was there, Council Jim Clevenger was there, Bill Facenda, our outside counsel, was there, Kevin Dante, myself, Sally Rishardi. I'm missing some people, but it was a fairly robust group, and we left satisfied that the developer fully intends to move forward with the project, that the reluctance to close was entirely rooted in a need to know what the development is going to be before the bonds close. It's important to note that the bond closing results in the developer giving cash to the town for the initial construction to start. And without knowing what exactly is approved to be built, it's a little difficult to hand over that cash. I fully understand where the developers come from. It's a real concern's too strong a word. I think it's an ongoing frustration on the part of several people on the team that the engineers for the developer move as slowly as they have been. And the developer acknowledged that there are some problems there and promised to work on it. They are working with our engineer, Midwest Engineering, to get those specs together and to make a filing to appear at a TRC meeting in March. And with the TRC meeting would be an ability to present to the Plan Commission later in March. Kevin and I met with the Plan Commission before the Plan Commission earlier this week, gave them a heads up that it's coming, encourage the Plan Commission to talk to us, read the FAQs, read the available information to get themselves up to date on the plan or on the work on the project, so that when it comes to them and they hold their public hearing, they're not coming at it fresh, but rather from the perspective of being up to date with everything that's transpired so far. So that's the Dunes update. Any questions?
They're looking for a potential public hearing in April then?
No, the public hearing would be in March. And the developer would like to move in April on the project. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Steve is advertising, yes,
Okay.
yes. And in hopes of their being able to make the submission date for the TRC, which I think is this week. So, there was another question there, or wasn't there?
Just whether we had time to advertise.
Yeah.
For a public hearing in March.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, oh, I know what I was gonna say. The developer's anxious to do it and to get going in April because he's got a workforce that he needs to deploy. And if he can't do it here, he's got other work. And I'm a little concerned about that workforce being deployed someplace else, and then we get the project approved and then we gotta wait around, for the workforce to become available here. So I think the Plan Commission, if they prepare themselves to give an up-down vote in March, that would be best, rather than to defer it. Any other thoughts, comments on the Dunes? Okay. Okay, we got approval of claims as the next item of old business. Karen, you did provide it to us.
Yes. The bonds, for the stormwater and the tip twos were paid February 1st, so.
We had
Otherwise,
several
everything
regular Troyer bills. It looked like a lot of those are coming to conclusion.
There is one that came to conclusion, that's the West Jefferson Gateway from the Stellar that has taken forever. That was the last bill. Now
I noticed a lot of 100% on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're just down to.
What would they still be billing on Jefferson?
Very. Then there is, Lake Max Phase 3, the free.
Got a long ways to go on that work, yeah.
And then the Path Street sidewalk.
Okay.
We're just under those two.
And then we had a lot of advertising expense for the visitor center. Yeah. Look good to me. Looks good to you. Any,
Motion to approve.
do I have a second?
I'll second, if Erica didn't beat me to it.
Nope. Okay. Can we do any discussion, further discussion? Okay, let's do a roll call then, Sarah, please.
Ms. Monroe,
Aye.
Ms. James,
Aye.
Mr. Oosterbon,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Okay. Then plans are approved. Next item on the agenda is new business. We have one item, the Howard easement. I provided to you in advance of this meeting a resolution. Do we have a copy of that resolution? Is it a resolution? No, maybe we didn't do a resolution. I thought I saw.
This doesn't sound familiar to me, I'm sorry.
Okay. Boy, I thought there was a piece of paper that I sent you guys on this, but maybe not.
There was one you sent. I'm looking.
Oddly, I feel
Yeah,
like
I
I
saw
saw
it,
a resolution.
But a while back.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't. Are we correct? Yeah, here, let me print out a couple of copies, please.
That'd be great.
I think Kevin just came in, so.
Well, I can explain it. I just.
Yeah,
wanted to-
you got it as a resolution that you've sent. It says resolution number, yeah.
February 14th.
It was a Valentine's Day resolution.
Yeah, okay.
There were two aspects.
Talked to you or Kevin about it at some point, so I
Yeah,
am remembering it.
there's two aspects of to the resolution. One is, hey Kevin, welcome. One is to authorize, I think it's authorize
Oh, for the easement, I remember.
me, I think it's to authorize me to sign the resolution to pay Tim Howard $2,500 for the easement. That is an approach recommended by our town council, Jim Clevenger, indicating that the court costs associated with condemnation proceedings would exceed the 2,500, and we probably at the end of the day would still wind up facing a judgment of fair value in excess of the 1,000 that we had on the table, and could very well be 2,500 or maybe even something larger. So this is an expeditious way to resolve it without incurring attorney's fees, and it struck me as a fair number, 2,500. I did ask Sally Riccardi for her input, even though she's in Spain. I just wanted to make sure that she didn't have any opposition to it, and she authorized me to report that she does not. And so I'll now open it up to any questions that you might have with respect to that aspect of the resolution. Okay.
Karen, do you mind if my name isn't on it? So should I just sign it like on the side? May have fallen on.
It's only the second.
Oh, okay.
You get your own page.
Oh, yeah. And Erica's is just missing a letter. This is Erica Jean.
Is this 02 resolution or?
It doesn't, the one Marty sent out just says 2024 dash, and then there's a blank. So I think we already did 2, right? So wouldn't this be 3?
Okay.
You will have the number. The number is TBD by the end of the meeting, Sarah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we pass the resolution with the number added as an amendment or just as an addition.
Can I ask you to hold off on that just for a moment, Jenny? There's a second half to this resolution that I'd like to read into the record or note for the record, where we are accepting as a gift property from FAFMC. And that is also to be used for easement purposes, right, Kevin?
Correct. It's along South Main Street there, prior to Tim's Howard's.
Okay. So those two things combined essentially comprise what this resolution accomplishes. We don't need to read the resolution in the record, do we, Karen? Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to suggest that that is a fair overview of the resolution. I'll entertain a motion to
Okay.
approve it. I have a motion to approve the resolution 2024-TBD 003. Sarah, you were right.
Oh, that's a first.
Okay, I'm still looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Oh, too late, Sarah.
Oh, man, I'm slow today.
Okay, any further discussion on the Howard resolution? Hearing none, Sarah, I'll ask you to do a roll call, please.
Miss Monroe,
Aye.
Miss James,
Aye.
Mr. Easterbaum,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Okay, resolution passed. Good to go. Next item is public input. Do we have any public input?
I just have things that have been printed on behalf of CRT funding. I thought you guys would want to see.
Okay, for those of you listening on tape, that's Amber Cowell. And you are here in your capacity as?
The Culver and Lake Maxon Kentucky Visitor Center Executive Director.
Thank you.
I don't know, have you guys had an opportunity to see the magnets, have a magnet? Do you guys want
I would
one?
love one.
Yeah, there you go. If you guys want, any more than one to give to others, happy to do that as well. Yeah.
There you go. Do you get one here?
Cool. So these were the magnets, for this year. They've been printed and distributed and will continue to be distributed at events like the STEM Expo. We help put together the bags that they're gonna hand out to everybody, all that good stuff. The LMA directories, everybody that gets one of those gets one of these. There'll be all the Culver Academy's registrations, woodcraft, summer camp, and then like in August when they do their general student registration. And then I don't know if you were able to see, hopefully you joined us for Winterfest weekend. These were the pamphlets that CRC assisted with funding. It was a really successful Winterfest. We were really happy with how everything turned out. Awesome numbers for the 5K, the yoga class, the polar plunge, the beer garden, the ice fights. We had a post-mortem meeting yesterday, and everything went really well. We had really good feedback. So
What about the Friday night event?
the Cupid's crawl, it was down in numbers compared to how usually. So we're definitely, it was that and the chili cook-off. Like we had the same amount of numbers come through the door to eat the chili, but we had less participants cooking the chili. So those are definitely two things that we're looking to combat for 2025 Winterfest, see how we can resolve that a bit. So we're working with the business owners, of course, with the Cupid's crawl. Ultimately, we do what the business owners want to do. We let them handle their own event. We just assist them in the print materials, but hoping we can support them a little bit more next year, for sure.
The decision to move everything to town park, do you think that played a role in?
It could have, but on the flip side, like we don't do anything on Main Street on Friday for Winterfest in general. So, I mean, and then also we have to keep in mind players that assist us with the event. So seller services plays a major role in setup. I mean, they're a huge donor setup. So we do have to keep their feedback in mind too.
Yeah.
But potentially, but we do plan to go to the businesses again and be like, what do you want to do for 2025? We let them decide when and what day they do the Cupid's crawl. We don't take that over for them. We don't want to step. These were the little cards we did for Cupid's crawl. I just brought those samples I have left over, but this was CRC funding. So thank you for that. And then our visitor guide brochures, also CRC funded. These are done. We're so excited these are done. This requires a lot of collaboration and feedback and all that good stuff. So these are, and if you hadn't noticed, it's the same photo you'll find on the event magnet and ATV registration. So we're trying to get branding to be consistent. Most important, I mean, the business map is what really is where we're doing a lot of the work and reaching out to businesses as much as possible and getting as much feedback.
Great pictures, Ingrid.
Yeah, and then in line with pictures, we had one of the other projects was to have a photographer at our event. So that's a CRC project. Mo was it's Mo Morales that's doing it. He does a lot of photography for Culver Academies. He was at Winterfest, and I cannot tell you how amazing it was to have a photographer at an event. It was incredible. We had him taking photos and people asking for the photos afterward, and I got their emails. So I think it's a nice way to promote Culver, because then people are then in turn posting on their social media. But even more so for stuff like this, we can put photos, professional photos, and these types of
Yeah, I mean, these look great and they're very representative of the whole community.
Yeah.
Nice to, and they're fresh pictures from last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Having updated ones as always. And then outside of that, it's just general advertisements. Hopefully you've seen like the Lakes magazines. We've been doing our monthly. So there was the Winterfest one. Coming out will be the event magnet in both the East and West Lakes magazine. This is a personal favorite, Travel IN magazine. I can let you guys look. We decided this year to highlight each event that we do. It's really, the thing's amazing. If you don't get your hands on one, if you're going to go visit somewhere in Indiana, they have really cool itineraries for each to go into. And then this one is also CRC funded advertisements in the plein air magazines. So you guys want to look, I tab them with the pink sticky note. So. But yeah, that is everything that's happened.
Now when I
since funding.
forget when the date for plein air is, I can just.
Exactly. That is the idea. So.
So are those linked, like that magazine, is that linked to our visitor page?
Yeah, absolutely. And our social media, I put it, and then
Great.
like I insert it as a blog on our website. So, and then I link it on our stories, and I even made like a general post on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Just love the connection.
Yeah,
Or
no,
one clicks here.
I love that they format it for us too,
Yeah.
because it's really clean. I like how they format their magazines.
Amber, you're great about keeping us up to date. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for the funding. So that lets us do it.
I meant to give you that Friday. when I
Thank you
saw
so
you and I
much.
totally
Yeah.
forgot. Thank you.
I can attest to the popularity of the 5K.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was, it ran by my house and
Oh, you were in?
Oh, yeah.
no, I wasn't, so embarrassingly, it was a nice day and I thought, well, maybe I'll finally take my Christmas lights down. So I wound up taking my Christmas lights down in front of all the 501 or the 5K runners.
Since I've been involved in Winterfest, that was the biggest 5K we've ever had. So.
Briette was outside getting her mail and he came and he goes, there's something big going on in town. There's people walking by the house left and right. And I was like, it's Winterfest. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, oh, were you gonna go do the 5K?
Yeah.
He's like, no.
We like ran out of room for the free yoga class, so it's good to see.
That's
those things
great.
happen. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. And then side note from park side of things, that's just our brochure that I finished up, so.
Oh, you got the, your park people will still do garbage
Oh, yeah.
on weekends.
No, that's a good reminder. Yeah, if it gets, because Adrian was in charge of that last
Yeah.
summer, I tasked him with that because I knew I'd forget if it starts like getting not good. Like, shoot me off.
Okay.
And I'll send them that way.
I knew I need to remember.
Yeah, I totally forgot, so thank you.
I love that amphitheater picture with the yoga.
Yeah.
So
Nope,
good.
yeah,
Such a
stand-
diverse
standing
group,
class.
too, different ages. and
Yeah.
It really shows off how you can use that space. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like seeing it used in a different way.
Yeah, what a great view they have while they're doing yoga. That's cool. I need to go to that class.
Yeah, it's a Union Wellness Boutique. They do yoga and then wine. So they walk across the street and go to the coffee company and they have some wine and refreshments and hors d'oeuvres.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, I'll collect one of each of these for you.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. I'll be back this weekend.
Wonderful. Anything else for Amber?
That is all from me there, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then the next item on the agenda is member input. Let's start with you, Erica.
Goes this weekend on Saturday. You got nothing going on. It's a fun event Saturday from 9 to 3.
Nice.
And what is the STEAM Expo for those that,
Science, technology, engineering, arts and math, and they put on exhibits and different things. There's a lot of kids events, but our PTO draws a pretty nice crowd.
That's
Great.
great.
The
Kids being showcased when their science
The
are done.
science fair tonight.
Yeah, which
The
is
winners will be on display. They received the Marshall County Community Foundation grant this year. So they were
Yes.
able to waive the cost for Marshall County exhibits. And a lot of our students will be on display doing, or I know our Lego League is doing a booth to kind of showcase what they do.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the PTO is putting out a lot of communication. It's really
They're
very
doing
cool to
a
see.
really
Mhm.
impressive job.
Yeah, we've got some strong leaders in there right now.
Yeah.
They're really
That's
nice.
great.
Yeah. Terrific. Well, thank you for that. Jenny,
I don't have anything.
Sarah,
I have nothing.
Karen,
I'm all good.
also Karen. Would the town manager have anything for us?
For Sarah, go Butler.
Yeah. Oh, they're killing me, man.
President Clevenger.
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. All right, well, then I have nothing. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I got it. Second.
Do we need a roll call on adjournment? I don't think we need a roll call on adjournment.
think
We're
we did.
adjourned.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you,
Thank
Sarah.
you.